Hello guys. So Tesla just released version 12.3 and it is a pretty amazing update. It's been handling very well. It's been doing a lot of things pretty well. I'm really overall very excited about this update. I use it pretty much 90% of the time now, and I don't even try to intervene as much anymore because there's more trust built up with this update. But there is one giant flaw, or there are two flaws. One of them is a pretty big flaw, but the other one not as much. So I'm going to try to get into that for you, and hopefully you can watch out for that when you get that update if you are interested in getting that update. And then we will see if Tesla fixes that very soon. First one is that it turns when it's coming up. I'm trying to see how to say this one, so I wrote it down as turning very slow at coming to a stop at a stop sign. So when the car is coming up to a stop sign, and stopped vehicles too, it seems to approach it at a very slow rate. So usually the way you would treat it is you see the stop sign coming up, you kind of come in a slow roll towards the stop. You're pretty quick in your process of doing it. With the Tesla version 12 update, it kind of has a 3-step process in it. So I'm gonna try to paint a picture for you. It's coming up to the stop, and when it's about this close to it, it slows down to a crawl, pretty much 5 miles an hour, and then slowly comes to the line before it initializes any other process of, hey, I need to turn. What is my distance before I interfere with traffic, things like that. So the blue line that pops up, and that's really annoying when there are people behind you. With how long it sits at the stop line before it decides to go on, it turns into something that should have been like a 5-second stop. It turns into a 30-second stop pretty much, because it'll do the 5-mile-per-hour crawl into the stop, and then it'll do another crawl to try to get a better visibility, then go. But the really good thing is that after it decides to go, it goes. It's very good at going when it gets out of a stop. There's no more of that version 11. I'm gonna turn, then I'm gonna drive really slow. I'm turning and I'm getting up to the speed. That's very good. I appreciate the second part, or the third part of it, but the first and second part need to be fixed, Tesla. So I hope you're looking into it. There's a lot of training data out there. I think the update mentioned, let's see if I can pull it up. It mentioned something about, let me see. It was something like, says the neural network was trained on millions of video clips. So I'm sure there are videos out there showing how to, be more assertive. And everything I've talked about is how assertive drives, not even the average or the chill mode. It's the assertive drive. So if I'm using assertive Tesla, I want it to be assertive, and it does that in some situations, but it fails in some other situations at being assertive. So I hope you have plans on fixing that very soon, Tesla. So I'm looking forward to the next update. Hopefully it handles it. I'll be doing a road trip with the next update that came out, which is more of an iteration on it. So I'm hoping that, I see it as a bug, so I'm hoping that bug has been fixed in the next update. The next one is that in version 12.3, when driving in the left lane, it's very slow at making a decision to move over to the right lane for an upcoming exit or a turn off of a highway, city road. That was the other thing where let's say I'm coming up to a right turn and I'm in a 2-lane road and I'm sitting in the left lane. It's really good. Let's say if you're 2 miles away and it decides to get in the right lane early, that's one other thing it does very well now, is that it moves into the lane that follows your route earlier now. That's very good. That's a great positive. Thank you for that. The bad thing is, if it gets out of the lane for some reason, maybe slow traffic and it wanted to pass the traffic, or you decided to move into the left lane, it's very slow about making a decision to move back into the right lane in order to follow a route. And this might probably be the same for turning left also, but I've only experienced it for the right. I haven't really tested it with the left side. And what will happen is that in the past, if you remember version 11, it would try to match the speed of the car it wanted to get behind. I don't know if this is how it's handling it, but I'm trying to see it from a technical perspective. And from what I've observed, when it's in the left lane and it's within a 2 mile or 1 mile, it's within the 1 mile range before it needs to turn, it'll match but not change lanes. So it'll see the car that it needs to get behind. It doesn't mark it, it doesn't do anything to tell you what it's thinking, and it'll just kind of sit at a stable speed with that car for a little bit, and it's really long. It doesn't turn on its signal either because, you know, it hasn't initialized the turn yet, and it kind of confuses people around you. It confuses me as the driver because I'm sitting there waiting for the car to get in the lane, and it kind of waits for too long. So I think that's the main problem with it. It's that it's waiting too long to get into the right lane to follow a route. So and when it does that, it hinders the traffic in the left lane because the people there don't need to turn right, so they don't need to be hindered by me. But because of the car driving slow and being slow about getting into the right lane, it kind of hinders traffic, and that can be a problem. So I see that as a big problem because it ends up slowing down. So let's say if I was doing 5 miles over the speed limit, it would slow down below the speed limit. So it'll be doing 5 below the speed limit sometimes because of the guy in the right lane driving at a certain speed. So I'm hoping Tesla's working on this also and fixes it, because it also happens on the highway, and that one gets a little dangerous, or it can get very dangerous depending on the person behind you, where sometimes it's felt like it's hit the brakes on me to just try to figure out when it wants to get in the right lane for an exit. So Tesla, please, I hope you're working on this. I hope you fix it soon. Let's see if I had anything else. One big thing, version 12 fixes the left lane drift, so there's no more drifting into a turning lane. I called it the left lane drift or the turning lane drift, and what it does was pretty much whenever you were coming up to a right turn, or whenever it felt like it would just drift into a left turning lane that had nothing to do with your upcoming turn. I don't know why it was doing it, but it did it a lot. I have a lot of videos on it. If I can post one of it, I will, but I'll have to dig, and it was very annoying. So I'm glad they fixed that problem. There's a tiny bit of it left, but it corrects itself, so I don't really want to count that. And then one very, it's not, I don't want to call this a problem, but I guess it is. For me, it's a problem. It does not keep to your max speed setting. It doesn't matter where you are. I have a feeling this is why it's not on the I have a feeling this is why version 11 is currently being used for highways, because it would get very annoying very quick. But what it does, and it still affects highway driving still, so something has changed in the Tesla logic. But here's pretty much what happens. Let's say I'm driving on a 35 mile per hour road and I decide, hey, let's set the max speed to 45. The car will drive at 40 miles an hour and it won't budge. I can push it up close to 45 and it'll just bring itself back down to 40. It seems like it's trying, or not trying, it's using the new setting. There's a new setting in the car where you can let it automatically set the speed offset. And it seems like the car is still working on that even if it's off. So it seems like your max speed does not matter anymore. It doesn't matter what you set your max speed to. Sometimes it'll follow it, other times it won't. It all depends on how the car is feeling, and you just have to deal with it. I hope Tesla's working on it. I've heard that they have an update and a fix coming out for it. I thought it would be released on Saturday of last week. It never happened. I waited before I made this video in case they released that update so I wouldn't have to make this video, but they didn't. I don't have the update yet, so that is a big problem. I hope you're fixing it. I hope the update comes out soon. That most of the time when I disengage or intervene on my drive to work or to places, it's because the car has decided it doesn't want to follow the max speed setting I have set. That is a big problem for me. I don't like it. What's the point of having a max speed setting if I can't use it? I'm more than willing to use the automatic speed or automatically set speed offset thing, but that's not really very great right now. It drives too slow for our area. I've seen videos of other people using it and it's doing really well, but when I use the automatic offset, it doesn't follow traffic. It always drives the slowest, and this is on the assertive setting. I always drive on assertive, so everything I say is related to the assertive settings. If it's doing better on other updates, please let me know down below. It would be very helpful to know if there's something I need to change on my end to make it better. But so far, my biggest problem with this update is that it refuses to follow the max speed setting. So please, Tesla, fix it. And this could be getting us very close to a fully autonomous drive. Like, it is incredible, guys, how well version 12 drives compared to version 11. I'm looking forward to people trying it out and telling me about it. Make sure to comment down below if you have any questions about version 12, if you have ideas on what you want me to test on. I am more than willing to do anything. I'll try to fit it into my schedule and get it done for you. So like and subscribe below. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think of this update, and stay tuned for more videos. I'll be shooting videos on the parking with the new update that just came out. I'll be trying to do more Tesla update videos, so stay tuned for more, and please subscribe. It shows me that 90% of people that watch my videos right now aren't subscribed, and I'd really love to hit 1,000 subscribers. So my goal for this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. So please subscribe down below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.